You pay for it every single month. You complain when it's gone, but do you actually know what you are buying? Most people think 100 megs means they can download a 100 megabyte file in 1 second. They are wrong. We are going to scale the ladder of digital velocity. We will move from the single heartbeat of a computer, the bit, all the way to speeds so fast they could download the entire history of the human race in less than a heartbeat. This is every internet speed explained. Before we climb, you need to understand the great marketing lie. Internet service providers measure speed in bits, but your files, games, movies, photos, are stored in bytes. There are 8 bits in 1 byte. This matters because if you pay for a 1 gigabit connection, you aren't downloading 1 gigabyte per second. You are downloading 1/8 of that. Remember the rule of 8 as we go up the levels. Bits per second. This is the atom of data. 1 bit is a simple yes or no. A 1 Bps connection means sending a single letter of the alphabet would take 8 seconds. It is useless for communication, but it is the foundation of everything digital. Kilobits per second. 1,000 bits per second. Welcome to the 1990s. If you remember the screeching sound of a dial-up modem, you remember Kbps. At 56 kbps, a high-quality photo would take minutes to load, rendering line by agonizing line. This speed built the early web, text-based, slow, and patient. It was just enough to send an email, but today, even a smart toaster needs more bandwidth than this. Megabits per second. 1 million bits per second. This is where 90% of the world lives right now. When we jumped from kilobits to megabits, the internet stopped being a library and became a television. At 5 to 25 megabits per second, you can stream HD video without buffering. This is the economy class of the modern web. At 100 to 300 megabits per second, you enter the comfort zone. You can have multiple people watching Netflix while someone plays games online. But remember the rule of 8? A 100 megabits per second plan gives you a maximum download speed of 12.5 megabytes per second. That 50 gigabyte update for your video game? It's still going to take over an hour. This speed is functional, but it isn't instant. Gigabits per second. 1 billion bits per second. This is fiber optic territory. This is 5G. If megabits per second is water flowing through a garden hose, gigabits per second is a fire hose. At 1 gigabit per second, buffer wheels disappear. You can stream 5 4K movies at once. That 50 gigabyte game update? It's done in 6 minutes. This is the speed where the hardware in your house actually becomes the bottleneck. Your old Wi-Fi router literally cannot spit out the data as fast as the wall is giving it. For a home user, this is luxury. But for the internet itself, this is slow. Terabits per second. 1 trillion bits per second. We are leaving the home and entering the ocean. These are the speeds of the internet backbone, the thick, armored cables lying on the bottom of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans connecting continents. A single cable rated at 1 terabit per second could transfer 125 standard hard drives worth of data in a single second. This is what Google, Netflix, and Amazon use to move data between data centers. When you watch a video hosted in a server in Europe, it travels to you via these terabit highways. If you had this speed at home, you could download the entire library of Steam games before you finished your coffee. Petabits per second. 1 quadrillion bits per second. This is the theoretical limit of current fiber technology. In 2022, Japanese researchers managed to push 1 petabit down a single multi-core fiber cable. At this speed, you could stream 10 million 8K videos simultaneously. Exhibits per second, Ybps. 1 quintillion bits per second. This speed does not exist yet. But it is the target for the future of quantum internet, satellite meshes, and interplanetary data links. At 1 exabit per second, the concept of downloading becomes obsolete. Why? Because the delay between asking for a file and having it is effectively 0. You wouldn't need a hard drive or an SSD inside your computer. In fact, you wouldn't even need a computer as we know it. You would just need a screen. Accessing a file from a server on the moon would be faster than reading it from the device in your pocket today. At this level, distance doesn't just shrink, it evaporates. Zettabytes per second, 1 sextillion bits per second. Now we enter the realm of pure theory. A zettabyte is 1,000 exabytes. To put this in perspective, the entire global internet traffic, every email, every Netflix stream, every transaction happening on Earth right now, is just a tiny fraction of one single zettabyte. If exabytes connect planets, zettabytes power world-scale AI. Imagine a global artificial intelligence that learns from every camera, microphone, and sensor on Earth simultaneously, in real time, with zero lag. This isn't just internet speed anymore, it is the nervous system of a digital god. Yottabits per second, 1 septillion bits. This number is so large it breaks the human imagination. It is a 1 followed by 24 zeros. At 1 yottabit per second, you could download the entire internet, every video, every text, every website ever created by humanity in less than 1 second. We started at 1 bit, a single flicker of yes or no. We end here, at a speed that could transfer the collective knowledge of our entire species in the blink of an eye. This is where technology becomes indistinguishable from magic. So let's come back down to Earth. We scaled from the snail pace of BPs, past the dial-up screeches of KBPs, through the megabits per second comfort zone where most of us live, all the way to the terabit backbones that run the world. But remember the golden rule we learned at the start: bits versus bytes. When you look at your internet plan today, don't just see the number, do the math. Divide by 8. Make sure you aren't getting stuck in the slow lane while paying for the fast one. Check your speed test right now. Drop a comment below with your plan's number and tell us how it stacks up once you do the math. Thanks for watching.